I am now at the next location. I am not at the hotel room anymore. We moved to about a 3-hour drive away to this little town called Paniqui in Tarlac, and we're staying at a house here for a little while. We arrived here yesterday, so today's the first full day here. It's a little bit after, well, almost 10:30 in the morning now. We just got back from going to the local market, kind of an open air market comparable to a farmer's market in the United States, but much bigger and different than a farmer's market in the US. But I thought of bringing the camera along for that outing, but I knew that would be too much for me to handle at once. I kind of wanted to enjoy the moment for what it was and take everything in, and adding a camera to that would have been a little too much. So, but here I am in the house. I thought I might show you around a bit, maybe take you outside, show you the surroundings where I'm staying. So I will go ahead and do that now. All right, well, this is the front of the house, and I'll take you around the side here. This is the backyard. In the back is a cornfield. Corn for animals, not for people. Some of these plants are outside here, but they remind me of plants that at home would be indoor plants. The cornfield continues in the backyard. I'll just continue walking towards the back of the property, where yesterday were some ducks. Actually, at the back of this property is supposed to be a pond that's dried up right now. But when, I guess, maybe another time of year, different season, it's full of water, and they put fish in it. Over the little fence we go here. Okay, so here's where the pond is sometimes. Like I said, it's dried up right now. So, but anyway, there's the ducks over there. I bet you those ducks want that pond to be here. They'd like to take a dip, I'm sure.
This is their
And over here, the mango tree. It's got some green mangoes right now.
there's the ducks.
I know some of the things that are so interesting to me at this moment are just everyday, ordinary things for people who live here, but like everything is looking different to me and is therefore somewhat interesting. Like all these trees, not like the trees I got at home. Okay, back over the fence we go. Oh, by the way, before I leave this area, this plant right here, this tree, anyway, they call it malungai here. I think it's also moringa. You can eat the leaves, and it also produces a fruit type of thing that you can eat. Not really a fruit, more like a vegetable. Okay, I'm back to the house. That's the side of the house I walked down. This is the front. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, this plant looks a lot like a poinsettia from like Christmas time at home.
But it's been good. It's been good.
Someone told me yesterday that this was called miracle fruit. Miracle fruit. They look a lot like giant grapefruit to me. But apparently they're not eaten, they're like boiled, and then the water that they're boiled in is taken as like medicine. The general scale of these, they're almost as big as a basketball. Like that's the size of my hand next to it. They're pretty big. So just looking back, this is the house. And I showed you a little bit of the yard. By the way, the barking dog situation is really something. I mean, they were barking into the night. Sounded like a literal pack of dogs was barking into the night at like, I don't know what time of night it was.
I probably need the sunshine anyway. Part of the reason for coming here.
So I made it to the end of the driveway. And now I think I'll just walk down the street a short ways. Looks like a basketball court here. I'm still making my way down the road. All right, I had enough of this walk. It's very hot. I can feel the beads of sweat running down my body, and I'm ready to go back. I don't want to overdo the sun and the heat at this moment. I stretched my legs. Yes, I'm going to head back to the house now. All right, back in the bedroom. This air conditioning feels great. So I didn't show you the bedroom. I guess I'll show you that. Don't mind the mess. So here's a window looking right out to the cornfield. Last evening, the sun was setting right on this horizon, which was really pretty to see. Okay. The bed. A bit of a seating area. Refrigerator. The door to the rest of the house. And the bathroom. Shower. I don't really know what's down this way. Oh, okay. Washing machine. Door to the backyard. I think these are other bedrooms. Door to the front yard. And the kitchen's over there. This is like a living room area. It's a little bit later in the day. I wanted to take a moment to show you some of the currency over here in the Philippines. I thought it was rather pretty. Quite a bit more colorful than what we have in the United States. And in this section, this little flower looking thing, it's like see-through. Same thing over here. It's see-through and it's like plastic or something. I thought it was quite interesting to look at. And here is one of the coins over here. This is 20 pesos. Sort of a two-toned coin.
Hopefully the fish are not too stale and they will.
which is has the helipad. So if you have your own helicopter, you can land there. But you need to communicate to the tourism office 1 week before you go on that island. So here, we just only need to bring our important things.
Those are large for milkfish, aren't they?
It's not the same at the market, which you can buy. But that one is they're literal coated milkfish.
Those are ballyhoo, aren't they?
And then we can go there for take some.
That's cool.
And this island is natural.
Oh wow.
Like that one and that one. That is a natural tree here in the islands. And also on the top, some of that is natural tree of the island.
There's a boat that's waiting for us. Right there.
And also look at that island, that area. That is what we call the Turtle Island. The other one there which has these small islands.
Sa mga relatives.
Oh.
Nag-vlog ata kasi. Bigyan lang. Okay. Saan mo galing?
Kailan natin siya, bawal na kayo kumain sa mga hangin. Kasi may plan din natin sila bumili ng sisi. Kasi yun nag-try na tinanong ko lang silang i-ano din yung pagkain namin. Yung in-offer namin pagkain. Okay, ganun siya na ako.
Okay.
Hindi po, ano siya,
This
nanuto
is doing some filming.
po, kakainin na lang nila.
Ay, di po yun. Wala pong deposit. Just go straight. Go down there.
That's very unique.
And also our next island will be in this island.
Governor's Island.
Governor's Island. We pass there with the Governor Island.
Where's it going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there. Okay.
The Governor's Island, you can do the zip line. So this is the view at the top.
Stepping into nasty mud to keep it dry. This feels weird. Usually have jeans on. Don't I, Daisy?
Yeah, that's true.
Big heavy jeans, a flannel shirt, heavy boots. You maybe use what you do wearing
Yan, literal na memories sa'yo.
Naala na lang lahat. Ferns.
So that's the cave. May seven or may. There's a lot of fruit that's at the top of it. Kaya tulungan ni Prince. Ay, the cliff jumping into the bat cave.
Let's go, let's go.
Where the fruit bats
Let's
poop.
hold back.
You can hear the bats.
you can go down there so they can see it clearly. But because after the Quezon Island, we have one more island before we go with that.
Okay. What's it, the last island?
It's what we call the Children's Island.
Children's Island? What's the Children's Island?
The Children's Island is one of the developed islands here. And Children's Island is very shallow. And it's also, it is shallow. I said it's shallow because when it's low tide, the water just So we have the reminders.
10 persons at a time.
Only 10 people at a time. Oh boy.
Yeah, you can.
I wonder if we are going to make it. Will we survive the bridge trip? Pretty stable.
Mababagsa rin man po.
It's wobbly. Why is that so wobbly?
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Well, kind of bouncy.
Yeah, it felt like an earthquake.
So you're going to see a small view on this area.
Okay. There's a breeze blowing right now, and it feels really good.
I don't know when that will be, so we're going to see what we can.
I have a feeling you can rent these little, like, gazebo things if you want to have a picnic here. So I'm back at the house I've been staying at for the past 2 or 3 days, I can't recall. I just got back, well, I didn't just get back, but I got back from that trip to 100 Islands. It's a national park in the Philippines, apparently the first national park, and it's comprised of 124 islands. I visited 5 of them today, and I got home, well, my temporary home here in Paniqui, and had some dinner. Before I had dinner, I took a shower, and that's why I'm looking like this. Again, this is me in the raw, so it is what it is. I don't care that much. I don't want to straighten my hair. I really don't want to do anything. I'm tired. Yes, so the trip to 100 Islands was good. I think it was like 2 hours away from where I'm staying right now. We took a small boat and island hopped, and it was good. I mean, I hadn't done that before, so it was interesting to take it all in. I think some of the footage I took might speak for itself, and I'm sure there's other videos on YouTube and information online about that particular park, if you want to learn more about it. But yes, yesterday I took some footage of the house I'm staying at. I didn't finish off that footage with me saying anything, so I might combine that footage with the trip I took today to 100 Islands. I don't know what I ate yesterday, by the way. I don't know what I ate yesterday, but, well, I know what I ate yesterday, but I don't know what part of what I ate yesterday has made my digestive system feel out of sorts since yesterday. And so I was just hoping my digestive system would keep itself together when I went on this sightseeing trip today, on the boat and on the car ride there and everything. I was just hoping that my guts would keep themselves together for this outing I had today, and for the most part they did. Thankfully, thank God, I didn't feel too sick, except in the car. For some reason, I don't get car sick usually, unless I'm like a passenger and I'm looking at my phone too much while the car is being driven. I can start to feel weird at that point, but I don't know. My guts were already feeling unhappy, and then I was riding in the back seat of this car, and I couldn't get a very good glimpse of like a faraway sight. Like, everything that I was looking at was really close to the car, so it was all flashing by, and I was trying to look at it, but it was all flashing by, and I started to feel ill, like car sick, basically, in addition to how my guts were feeling. And I had to just close my eyes and just try to get a grip on myself. So that was not easy, but I survived. And I kind of had to do the same thing on the car ride home. Other than that, what else happened? What else can I mention that was interesting about this day? I used the bathroom on one of the islands, and you had to pay to use the bathroom. You had to pay 5 pesos if you were gonna pee and 10 pesos if you were gonna poop. And I thought that was interesting. I have never had to, I don't recall having to pay to use a bathroom before. And that the prices varied based on what you were gonna do in the bathroom. Let's see, what else? Those are the parts of the day that stand out to me. Oh, well, as far as the trip to 100 Islands went, one of my favorite parts of the whole trip was just the boat ride. The boat ride, the little boat that we rode on to get to the different islands, just that part was one of my favorite parts. Of course, it was nice to see what was on each island and that sort of thing, but I just liked the boat ride. And then at one point, the boat ran out of gas in the middle of the ocean or whatever. We were on our way back to the mainland and it ran out of gas, and so we were just floating there for a while without the loud boat motor running. So it was rather quiet with just the sound of the waves kind of hitting the side of the boat. And I liked that moment. Not that we ran out of gas, but that it was quiet and peaceful and we were just floating out there on the water. That was the most peaceful moment of that whole outing, that whole trip. I liked that. I thought that it would be nice to fish from that boat if possible, but we didn't do any fishing. But I enjoyed the boat ride. At one of the islands, there was this cave. I don't know if you will be able to see it very well, but I did take some video footage of it. There was this cave, and there were bats in the cave. Little bats, not big bats, small bats. And you could go in the cave if you wanted to, and even jump in the water that was in the bottom of the cave. But I didn't want to go in the cave. I was standing at the entrance of the cave, and I could already smell the bats. What I assume is the bats because it kind of reminded me, the smell kind of reminded me of when as a kid, I used to keep gerbils or mice or rats as pets. Yeah, it kind of smelled like that when their habitat would need cleaning. That's what it smelled like. So I thought, I don't want to go in there, and I especially don't want to jump in the water in the bottom of that cave where the bats are probably pooping into. But some people did. Yeah, I didn't really do. Okay, so at these islands, there's different activities you can do. You can swim, you can snorkel, you can kayak, you can zip line, there's different activities you're allowed to do at each island, which apparently a lot of people do. I wasn't gonna be doing that. Well, I wanted to do the zip line. I wasn't interested in swimming or like snorkeling or that type of thing because, first of all, this specific trip to the 100 Islands was a last minute thing. I just decided to try to do it yesterday, so I wasn't like totally prepared to do activities there. I just mainly wanted to see the islands. Where am I going with this? I wanted to do the zip line. That was one activity that I thought would be fun to do on one of these islands. But I couldn't because the people operating the zip line apparently were on their lunch break. So I couldn't do that. But it did look like it would be a fun zip line. Very much so. And in fact, they have a total of 3 zip lines, only one of which was in operation, and that specific one, when I went there, the people operating the zip line were on their lunch break, so that didn't happen. And the other 2 zip lines are just not available right now. One needs repair, and there was something wrong with the other one. I don't remember what the tour guide said about it, but interestingly enough, I read online that you can rent a whole island if you want to and keep it to yourself. Like, rent it for a day and have the whole island to yourself if you want. You can also spend the night on some of these islands. Sort of interesting. I was going to say I tend to think it's kind of a tourist spot, but and maybe it is, but I saw a lot of like what looked to be how shall I say this? People who live in the Philippines were there partaking and enjoying this park, not just foreigners. I think I only spotted one other obvious foreigner today. So all in all, I'm glad I went. I can say I went now and I saw something new, something that I can only see obviously when I'm in this country like that. So I'm glad I took the opportunity while I'm here to see it. I did get sunburned. I got sunburned. You can see the line right there. And here. It's okay though. It's not very painful. Although I do admit it was rather hot, especially when I was going up all the steps to get to a small peak on one of the islands. Actually, a couple of them. It was rather hot. I feel like I could have done better at the hiking part. It wasn't so hot. Like, it was a far cry from any hiking I've done at home in Washington State. Yes, I'm quite tired now. It's the end of the day here. I feel a little bit wilted. I felt a little bit wilted even when I was on the islands, because I'm the climate that I'm used to coming from Washington State in the United States. I'm coming from, especially this time of year, I'm coming out of winter where it's so dark, cold, damp, and some of the skin on my body has not seen like sunlight for months. So I felt like this little delicate plant that got a little bit scorched today. But it was probably good. I did get some sun. Other than that, this day is winding down. I'm going to try to relax the rest of this day, and tomorrow is Saturday here, and my plans for tomorrow are to just take it easy, do some laundry, and slowly prepare for departing from this house that I'm at right now, departing from Paniqui, Tarlac, and moving north. Not tomorrow, but the following day, Sunday. So tomorrow I just want to slowly prepare for Sunday, when I will be moving north to a new location. Well, on the way north, stopping at Santa Maria, Pangasinan, and San Vicente, Pangasinan. At San Vicente, I'm hoping to visit a church, a Baptist church there. In Santa Maria, I'll see some family, but my main new location will be farther north in this, I believe, province. I believe it's a province called Ilocos Sur. Yes, so that's where I hopefully will be traveling in a couple days. That's where I'll hopefully be traveling to in a couple days on Sunday. So tomorrow I'll just slowly prepare for that next relocation. So is there anything that I can say to add to this probably long video about the Lord, about God, about this Christian life? Probably not much. Probably not much, and probably not much that would be very different from what I mentioned in, I believe, the first video I posted about this trip to the Philippines, when I was talking about Holy Spirit. Sorry, there's an ant on my camera. A small ant on my camera. Okay, I killed it. Probably nothing that different from what I shared in the first video of this trip to the Philippines about Holy Spirit, where I was, and I'm still seemingly depending quite a bit on people who live here to help me get around and guide me. I'm still seeing how I'm reminded of Holy Spirit still when I'm following people around that know their way around. Like yesterday I said we went to the market. Yeah, I don't know my way around that rather expansive, busy market, open air market. So I was following people, 2 different people who were with me who know their way around because they live here. I was following them around the market and they were sort of leading me, right? So it was a little bit chaotic in the market. I was so busy with the tricycles and people and everything happening. At one point it was chaotic enough where I was just trying to focus on getting through the market, and I just zeroed in on following the person that was with me, who was ahead of me. So all I did, I wasn't paying attention to stuff around me at that moment. I was just zeroing in on just follow that person that I was with. And that made the chaos of the market seem less, because I didn't have to care about the chaos of the market. All I had to do was focus and follow the person that was there with me. And I wondered if that could be compared to following Holy Spirit as you move through this Christian life. Yeah, there's some things that can be definitely situations in your life, circumstances in your life where it is a very chaotic, very distracting. But when you're following Holy Spirit, following the direction of the Lord, it doesn't mean so much, because you're simply following. Is that a good parallel? Is that a good illustration to make between the two things? I hope so. I mean, it would be harder to walk through that market alone, under my own power, under my own mind trying to lead me through it, trying to figure it out on my own. Would be much harder than just following. There's that verse in the Bible, something about I think, was it Jesus who was saying it, that the yoke is, what was he saying about that? The yoke is easy and his burden is light. Something like that. Well, yeah, compared to trying to do it on your own, which you probably couldn't do on your own anyway, without him. He says there's something about that too, where you can't do anything apart from him. Well, and that came to my mind. It's easier to follow than to try to lead yourself. So thank God we have someone to follow, someone to guide us. And as a result, it's easier. I'm not saying there's no effort involved. I don't recall Jesus saying that there is no burden and there is no yoke, but it is easier and lighter than trying to go it alone. Anyway, I think I will stop here, and hopefully, Lord willing, I will see you in the next video.